Explain like I'm 5. Why didn't the indigenous people who lived on the savannas of Africa domesticate zebras in the same way that early European and Asians domesticated horses?
I heard this put a very specific way once that makes perfect sense to me. A horse will buck you off and run away. A zebra will buck you off, turn around and trample you to death. Makes sense to stay away from them zebras.
The simple answer is because zebras have a bad attitude. They are known for being unpredictable and attacking humans, so they don't make a good candidate for domestication. This is true of most animals in Africa, which is why domestication happened predominantly in the north with animals like wolves, sheep, horses, and aurochs. It is not just that they did not do this in the past. You can see that they do not do it now, either. It is the fact that zebras are very hard to domesticate. So it is not the fault of the people, but of the zebra.
One other thing is horses that were domesticated were not the giant horses we have now. Horses started off closer to pony size, which is a reason why they were used for chariots in the Bronze Age. 1200 BC. Rather than being ridden, the stepped peoples, think Ukraine to Mongolia, selectively bred larger and larger horses. As CGP Gray explains, zebras are more independent and less friendly. They also really don't like being penned in. More details in this short video. https://m.youtube.com/watch V equals Womnyanyalo and PP equals YGUK2DWIHPLYNJHCW%3D%3D https://m.youtube.com/watch V equals Womnyanyalo and PP equals YGUK2DWIHPLYNJHCW%3D%3D. From The Legend of Tarzan. Williams. What I wouldn't give for a horse right now. Why is it people don't ride zebras? John Clayton. Horses kick to escape. Zebras continue until you are dead.
Zebras are not horses. Horses have a family structure that humans exploded to domesticate them. If a zebra gets caught, its family will leave it without any remorse. Oreo murder donkeys are the living embodiment of disrespect that are full of black Air Force energy. That will kick the shit out of you for no particular reason other than they feel like it. They cannot be tamed.
There is a place where you can feed animals that come up to your wagon. When zebras approach, passengers are told not to feed them, and to back away. They say zebras bite if they hate you and bite if they like you.
African animals are notoriously aggressive compared to life on other continents. There is speculation it is due to intense competition. Cradle of civilization, etc. Consider some of the large African competitors. Lions, hyenas, buffalo, hippo, rhino, elephant, mongoose, leopard, cayman, crocodile. Also, the Asian elephant was successfully domesticated. But we still have not domesticated the African elephant. They are too ornery.
For what I remember by procrastinating on YouTube, they have a bad attitude and a weak back.
Zebras are not horses. While they live in giant herd, there isn't a bond between them the way there are with horses, so you can use that to help train them. They are also very aggressive. Zebras are way harder to domesticate than horses. They are more stubborn, strong, and like to bite.
There are lions, leopards, hyenas, crocodiles and snakes, to name a few predators. The only zebras who could survive them were the aggressive ones. As a consequence, the aggressive trait has been reinforced in zebras, which makes them significantly more difficult than horses to domesticate.
Lot of comments saying it's because zebras are savage. Does anyone think that they are more savage than a wolf? You know where your pooch was bred from.
There are many good answers on here already, but I want to add my take on it. Very few species have been domesticated over the course of human history. A vanishingly small proportion of the diversity of species large enough to be useful to humans. So asking why a particular species hasn't been domesticated is kind of the wrong question. Almost all of them haven't been domesticated. Horses were. Is there any reason therefore to believe that zebras would have otherwise been domesticated except for some special zebra reason? I don't think so. Hasn't.
Zebras live in a place with a lot of predators, so they are naturally nervous and jumpy, so very hard to train. Horses didn't live in such a dangerous environment. Edit. An recent paper seems to have added an addition to the theory, because zebras spent a long time in the presence of hominid hunters. As we evolved in Africa, they may have specifically evolved to recognize bipedal animals as threats, while wild horses had much shorter contact with humans before we figured we could use them for more than just food.
They are hard to domesticate and could only effectively bear the weight of a person the size of a small teddy bear or large Smurf. Zebras are not barcode horses. It would be like asking why people didn't domesticate and ride white-tailed deer. Even horses didn't start out as horses as we knew them. They couldn't be ridden. That's why war chariots were popular in the very early days. Get a cart and a couple of horses, and you could just about get moving at a decent clip. It took ages of breeding to get the beasts that the cowboys rode across the West. African wildlife went to high school with humans, and so no, we ain't shit. As far as I know, the only African animal that's been truly domesticated is the cat, and even that was probably closer to the Fertile Crescent. African buffalo have genuinely deranged levels of aggression to the point of suicidally attacking lions alone. African wild dogs frankly don't need our help to get food. Hyenas were the predators of prehistoric humans when they were bigger and also don't need help. And zebras are enormously violent and skittish all the time. Even African elephants are more unpredictable and dangerous than their small-eared Asian cousins. Basically, humanity started in the high-level area by accident, suicidally attacking lions alone. Okay, new explain like I'm 5 question. Why is it that zebras evolved to be less agreeable to human BS than the domesticated horse?